Hello, Emma.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay. What would you like to talk about today?
So, as you know, like over the last few years, things have changed quite dramatically for me in relation to my romantic relationship, that side of my life. Everything else in my life is quite straightforward, but that side of my life always seems to be just not quite where I want it to be. And actually, things with my partner are a lot better. Like, I feel like I know what I want now, but my family don't approve, and I'm at the point where I'm ready to take the next step. I want us to move in together, and I need to tell my family, but to be honest, I'm putting it off, and it's standing in our way now.
Okay. Well, firstly, Emma, congratulations for getting to this point.
Yeah.
Because you've put so much work in to bring you to this point where you've got clear about what you want, and now you're ready to tell your family.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
So
I don't
really
think
well
about
done.
it like that, but
Really
yes.
well done. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
So, what would you like to focus on during the session today?
So, I think I need to get myself ready to have that conversation, and I want that conversation to go in a certain way. I want it to be. I want to be calm, and I want it to be constructive. And in the past, sometimes things have kind of got quite heated, or I've kind of stormed out in similar conversations, or my mum in particular has just gone really quiet and sort of just, I suppose, what I call ostriched it, pretended it's not happening, but it really is happening now, and I need to have that conversation, and I need it to go well.
Okay. And is it your mum that you want to have the conversation with?
Yeah, so it's my mum who I think is, she's the one that bothers me, and she's quite matriarchal. She's the one in the family who kind of everyone else follows. So yes, yeah.
Okay. So take yourself forward then in time to a time when you've had this conversation with your mum, and you've explained to your mum what it is that you want to have happen, and everything has gone exactly as you would like it to in that conversation. How does that feel?
Oh, that is such a relief. That would just be, like I could breathe. I feel so tense all the time, and so just like there's this sort of there's this like feeling in the pit of my stomach that I'm disappointing her. And like my whole life I've kind of been the one who's done well at school, gone to university, got good grades, got a good job, got the next step in my career. Everything's just, I've done all the right things, you know what I mean? And with this, I had a relationship where everyone thought we were going to get married, everything was going to be, straightforward, and it wasn't. And now I'm doing something that isn't what she would do.
Right, okay. So when you take yourself forward to that time you've had that conversation and you've got that sense of relief and you can breathe, what else does that make space for?
Just my life to start. I'm 41. I want to settle down. We want to settle down. We want to think about having children. And at the moment, I'm sort of putting the brakes on that, and we haven't got time almost to have the brakes on it. And it's not it's not because of what either of us want. It's this that's holding me back and holding us back.
Okay. So by having had that conversation, it then opens up space for everything else that you want in your life.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, when you approach this conversation with your mum, I know that you have lots of amazing strengths that will help you to have this conversation. What do you think you've got in you that will allow you to have this conversation in, as you said, a calm and constructive manner?
Okay. I'm never very good at the strength question. I'm a teacher. I'm incredibly good at planning.
Right.
I'm quite articulate. I tend to be able to say what I feel. I'm quite assertive at times. That can sometimes kind of get a bit carried away, and I can get a little bit maybe verging on aggressive though, and this kind of going to lead to my temper and me storming off. And
okay, so you're a teacher, you're great at planning, you know how to be assertive, but you also know that you need to manage that temper. Okay, so what, again, thinking about your strength, your skills, what could you do to help you to manage yourself in that conversation?
So think about what I'm going to say before I say it. Think about when I'm going to say it, as in not when I'm feeling really stressed or when my mum potentially is sort of on edge. Thinking where I'm going to say it, because I think that environment's going to make a big difference. I think all of those things will make, affect how it goes.
Great. So that planning, as you do when you're teaching, that planning how things are going to be and how things are going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And what has stopped you from having this conversation with your mum already?
Such a good question. I think worrying that she'll be disappointed, worrying that they're going to reject me, worrying that they won't support me in the future, just worrying I'm just going to be a letdown to them.
So being worried about letting them down. Yeah. And if you didn't believe that, what would you believe instead?
I believe it's my life. I believe that they just want me to be happy and that they just want the best for me, and that ultimately that this is my choice and I'm making the right one.
Okay, so it's your life, they want you to be happy and this is your choice. How does it feel when you say that?
Really empowering, actually. Yeah. And not in a selfish way either. Just in that this is what every human being has to do. They have to go their own way and live their own life and do it their way.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thinking then, Emma, about getting ready to have this conversation with your mum.
Okay, yeah.
What could you do to help you prepare for this conversation?
So for me, I have to write everything down.
Okay.
Everything gets written down. So I need to write about it first. I need to write about what I want to say and how I want to say it, definitely.
Great. Okay, so to prepare, to think it through, to write it down. And when you said that you want to approach this in a calm and constructive way, who can you think of who is skilled at having a conversation in a calm and constructive way?
Oh, my sister,
Okay.
Sally. She is absolutely expert at it. She seems to she just does her and tells people about it, and everybody just kind of goes, oh yeah, Sally's just doing her thing. No, I seem to be the one that's always trying to be who people want me to be. And yes, she's always calm. She just, yeah.
What would Sally advise you to do in this situation?
She would just say to just find the right moment and just tell Mum how it is.
Okay. Great. All right. So you said to plan and prepare and to channel that Sally, just find that moment and just tell your mum.
Yeah.
Great. What else could you do that would help you to prepare to feel that this conversation was going to go exactly as you'd like it to?
I think I need to think quite carefully about when and where. So I was thinking I could invite my mum to mine for lunch, but then she has to drive and that's stressful for her. And then I thought, I could go there, but then she's always pottering around and doing jobs and not really listening. So then I thought, what about going for walking the dogs together? And that would be a little bit less intense. We wouldn't be face to face. It would be, side by side, fresh air, something she likes doing. So yeah, I'm just thinking maybe that, just as we're talking it through, I'm thinking maybe that would be a good option.
To arrange to go for a walk, for a dog walk, and do it then.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. And you mentioned earlier that you had some concerns about how your mum was going to react. If you could put that aside and step into that belief of, I deserve to be happy, what would you do then? What would you do if you had no fear or no second thoughts?
I'd just go and do it now after we've had this chat.
Right, you just do it.
I'd just go and do it today, yeah.
Wow. Okay, great. You've got some really good ideas there, Emma, about how you're going to approach this conversation. And what I'm going to ask you to do now is to commit to some action. So of the things that we mentioned there, which of those do you think is going to be the most effective in ensuring that you go away and you have this conversation with your mum?
I think that planning it, I don't think going gung-ho today and doing it is the right thing to do.
Okay.
I think I need to plan it. Probably I usually see her at the weekend, so probably just texting her and saying, should we meet for a walk in this place at this time? And then during the week sort of just writing down what I want to achieve in that conversation to stay sort of calm and make it a constructive one.
Super. Okay, so sending the text to your mum, when are you going to do that?
I can do that straight away after this. Yeah, I'll do that.
Great. Yeah. And the planning?
So probably Wednesday. That's the day that I actually can finish school on time. I'm not doing anything after school stuff. So yeah, I can do that on Wednesday when I get home about 4:30.
Great. That sounds really focused and precise.
Yeah, I told you I'm good at planning.
You're great at planning. What might get in the way of you doing this?
I suppose there's logistical things. I might get asked to do something at work. I don't think there's much can get in the way of texting after this, and I'm just going to do it straight away.
Great.
So yeah, just if somebody asked me to do something at school, I guess on Wednesday.
And what will you do then?
Well, I could email my head of department on Monday and just say I've got to leave on time on Wednesday, and then that will then they'll know not to sort of rely on me for anything.
Super.
So yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, great. So again, taking yourself forward to the time when you've had this conversation with your mum and it's been calm and it's been constructive. How's that going to feel?
Like a massive weight's been lifted. Yeah. And then I can get excited about going to view houses and stuff, and just moving on, like the next step, because we are both so excited about it, and it is time and we are ready. So yeah, this conversation needs to, and I want it to go well because I want them to be happy for me and to come and visit, and so I think they will.
Wonderful, Emma. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to hear.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll let you know. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
We hope you found that demonstration useful. For the purposes of the filming, we've changed the names of the clients, but this was a real life coaching situation where my client, Emma, had decided she wanted to move in with her partner, Jenny, but unfortunately her family were quite disapproving. It took some time, but she did work through it, and Emma and Jenny are now living happily together. They have a dog, and both their families are now on board. So we wanted to let you know what the outcome was, and we hope that you could see in that sort of short demonstration some of the techniques that we used in order to support Emma with her journey.